So today we're going to add the ability to add bank details to the bank system. So these details are going to help us to generate reports of course in future. So I'm just going to add let me come back to the model section. I'm going to just the parameters models. Let me just come back here. No, let me copy this. Just call it parameters. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want them to be as dynamic as possible, so that you can edit them, like the emails, website, and so on. Because this is going to be the bank name. You can have the logo. Phone, email. Can include the address. The website. You can also include created at and updated at. I think they must be here. You can just come and copy. This will help us to sorting the data. Now the next thing we're going to do is we can we're going to come to the utilities. I think I can just copy this. Just copy this and rename it to parameters. Do some changes here, like it member parameter. So we have this, and I think I'm just going to need add. We can add and get all parameters. That's fine. And get parameter by ID. So this one I'm not going to be using it. I need that one. Then update parameter, of course. Delete. Yes. Get parameters paginated. I don't need this because it's just going to be one item. Count. Don't need this one as well. Search. I don't need this one as well. I only need add, get, update, and delete. Okay, let's come back to the views. In this case, to the views, I think I can just use the user views. I can use the user views, and then let me see, members. Let me just copy this user views, do some editing on it, copy paste. I can rename it to parameter. Parameters, and then I can just do some editing on it. The user list. Let's do the parameter list. Let's go this parameter view, and then we can replace user with parameter, and then so we have a user parameter. It should be parameters. Let me just do this models user models parameters. Then I can do the other one, user, and then I replace it with parameter. Okay. Now, and since for the parameters, it's just going to be one item, because it's for one, each bank is going to have one item. I don't need this current page and so on. I need this, so I'm just going to get rid of all of this. Don't even need this page size here. Okay, parameters also I need it. The result label that I also need. Then we're going to come down here. Need all this. I don't need all this because there is no such. Can get rid of that. Also get rid of that. Now for the parameters. I get some parameters, but I don't have. I can just say get parameters. I can come back here and change this to get parameters. Okay, get parameters. I don't need page size. What do I need to get parameters? Just the window only. There's no progress. Okay, get rid of that. Also get rid of that so that we have get parameters. Okay, I don't need this here. I don't need the next button. I don't need progress. Yes, we have not implemented it. Don't even need this on here. Okay, so we're just loading parameters. Okay, all right, now you can come down here. Don't need the, because it doesn't have any load parameters. Okay, don't need this as well. And come down here. Now here we're going to, let me come back to the models. The models, we have name, logos, and so on. So in this case, I'm just going to have the name, maybe the email, and the phone. So right here, and then you can also include maybe the motor, and you can also add the address. Now since we've added, we're just going to make this one to be 6. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we have the full name. Then the next thing is going to be email. So this parameter name label, just find it and rename it to email label. Okay, then this full name label, just rename it. Just call it name label. Okay, so we have name, and then for all, don't need role. All next after email we have phone. Okay, let me just save it as motor label, because phone is already there. So we have name, email, phone, name, email, phone, motor, and then we have address label, name, email, motor, address. Okay, I'm going to come back here, name, email, motor, phone, address. Okay, this one should move to the other side. Motor and address label, and this should be 6. Okay, so we have full name label, and them to be uniform so that they don't confuse somebody. Name label, name, email, email, name, email, and then role. Now the next one is name, email, phone. But phone is the next one, so it means I can pick name, email, motor label, then phone. There's no motor. Okay, let's add it. name, email, motto, name, email, phone, then motto, name, email, phone, then motto. I have to change this because otherwise there'll be a mismatch. Three. So name, email, phone, motto, then address. So this should be address. Next should be address. Address label. Address label, and then this one should be 5. Okay, name, email, motto, phone, address. Okay, and then we have delete parameters. We delete parameter. Come here. Parameters delete. Okay, just use that one as well. Parameters. I successfully delete. Now I don't need this pagination because it's just one item anyway. Delete that one as well. I don't need the search. Okay, I don't need this search container, so I'm not using it. So add, this should be nil. So header, this should be nil. Okay, the list wrapper, let's add parameter and the list container. Okay, now we come to the form. Come to the form. In this case, I don't need this editor. Just going to use this one. Now, this form, let me come and copy this one here. The one I'm using, show add member. Okay, edit member with existing. Okay, I just copy this. Hope it has the easy edits. Okay, this one is too long. Come back to the user. This user is also using a different one. This edit is true. We should be able to do that. Oh. Okay. Have to do the editing myself. Now, since it's just the parameter, no? Let's show parameters form. Parameters form. Then we can use the same. We can use the same form for adding and editing those parameters. But now, just want to track whether we are editing. Track whether we are editing or we are adding a new user. So you should be able to know whether we're adding or editing. So this is what is the track. So if existing not nil, let's say if is edit is true, then the existing number would equal to and come back here. So show parameter we are adding. If we are adding, this is going to be nil. But for editing, or is it? Yeah, we're editing a parameter. Okay, nice. So we're going to start with the full name. Let's call it name. Okay, the name of the bank name. Bank name. And we can, the second one can be motor. Then we have email. The email, of course, email of the then we have phone. Okay, that's there. And the next one we have is address. Address of the bank, of course. Then we can also have the next one. We have website. Website. We can just say maybe www. Have bank name and okay, we also need I think there's a logo somewhere. Log. Just come here and also need to upload the logo here. Okay, so I can just come and copy these details here. Just copy this. Okay. So I want to save it in uploads, maybe. Just say folder called details. Instead of member name, you can just call it bank name. Okay. Image select logo. And we can do that. Then we can. Okay. Now, so we have the name, we have the motto. And then we have the email. We have the address. Website. There's a missing name, motto, email, on. Then we have the log. Logo. Then we have the preview. So it's for the preview. The preview. Now we can start in the name, that text on. So I guess address, then website. Site, motto, email, email. Okay, maybe you can say phone and so on, and I can just stick to this. All fields are required. Then for registering, now we are not using register. First, we have to handle the case of this editing because we're using the same form for adding and editing. Save image to uploads. This is what I'm going to do now. I have to check if the image is, if the form is So I don't think I need this here. So I have to check if we're editing and to do that. Else we're going to do that. So this can only if we're editing it's true. And we're checking if editing is true if only this existing is applied, then that means we are editing. Otherwise, if it's nil, then we're adding an entirely new item. So if as editing is true, then I just need to pass the time first for created that and updated that. Just copy this. Okay. So we need that time. Then we also have to handle an error. Yes, we have provided the time. Now we have to say parameter that created but not updated at just last time. So there's a time that has been updated. And then we also have to handle the log upload so that remember we have the logo here. It's here where we're selecting a logo, and if we're editing, the logo should also be updated, otherwise it's going to be empty. Okay, so we have to handle the log. So if it's not empty, we have to handle errors. We're going to save the image to upload, and then we're going to select the path, and we're going to provide the name of the bank. Else, if the logo change is successful, so that means if we had an error, we should display the error. Otherwise, if it has been updated, like saved to the folder, we have to update we have to remove the previous log parameter.log, because here we're saving the path. That's why we're deleting it in this way. Okay, so it is successful. Parameter.log, put the new logo, and we're going to those details. Is that update parameters parameter, and then we supply the wind. Okay, then for the case where there's an error, of course, and of course the parameter, this logo only handling it here, the others are being getting from here, this text. It's not registering. Let me try doing something. Parameter name, left side. Yeah, get mode. Fun. Yes. Website. Add it. To do this. Okay. Then if there is an error, setting, we can just show it through a dialog. Else, we just tell that it was successfully updated. See details. Then we can say details dated. Then you can pass in the window. Now this is for the case of editing. Now we have to handle the case for adding. Okay, adding a new user. So we're going to need this time as well. There, handling. In the case updated that, and then I also do the same time for created that. Then I'm also going to handle the case for selected image, make sure that it's not null. Then you can just copy this and do some editing, because the case of creating a new one, you don't have to do a lot of things. Okay. We are selecting an image if it's not null, providing it, but in this case we're not doing this because there is no existing image. Image, selected image. Now we're saving it to the uploads, and then if there's an error, just show it, and then we provide the path. Update. Okay, there's something. Okay. I'm doing wrong. Okay. Should not be inside, and this should be outside. Here. Final image. am I missing here? Logo image. So I save it to the logo. Sign and logo path. I think I should have defined it up here. Yes, this should be logo path. That's why it's not working. Logo path. Then I can put this. So it's not supposed to. It should be logo path. This should be logo path. Add and not used. Why is not used? So that we can successfully select a logo, and then I can also say, maybe if it's empty, maybe show machine and say logo is required. Okay, then you can come down here and do the same thing here. So it should be logo path. Logo path, because this one is for item main. It's this should be, this one is for updating. Let's close that down, and then this one is for the image. Selecting the image. Let me just copy this. Just copy that logo path. Now this one is not going to be viable. And else logo is required. So we have to ensure the logo is provided. And we can say parameter logo, final logo path as well, so that when we are uploading this is going to be required. Then after providing that, we have to add it. It is dot add parameters, parameter window that is not equal to nil. And display the dialog. Display the error. Otherwise, okay. Else we're just going to show a dialog. let's register and then say details added. Then we have the on submit handler. Then you can come back here, get parameters. Okay. Wow. Now let's come back to the sidebar. Need to add it here. Say show parameters. Show parameters, and I want it to be at the admin section. Parameters. And I'm going to come back here. I'm going to search for this. Then I'm going to include here show parameters. I think there's supposed to be a comma next. Yeah. Let's replace it. Undefined. Okay. Let's come back here and say show parameters. You're good to go. Let's test it. Okay, it's not going to work. I need to add okay, it's working. Let's try adding details. It's working fine. We can edit. It's turning empty. That shouldn't be like that. Okay, we have an issue here. Editing add button. Existing models dot parameters. When we come back to the edit button, why is it returning 0? So that's working. Let's try deleting. It's working. Yay. So I want, when I add, after adding the, because this one is for only one account, like one bank per detail, so this should only be one item. I want, when after you've added this button should be disabled. So that's what we're going to do now. So the first thing we're supposed to do, okay, one more thing, this thing here, this is a duplicate of this, so let me just get rid of that. Let me get this and move it up here, and then I can just come here and say update. Okay, that's better. So I have to add a button variable here called maybe details button, to be widget button. Okay. So what I want is whenever the length of the parameters is if it's not 0, that means this button should be disabled. So how do we do this? You can maybe try looking for, of course you need the length of parameters. So to check the length of the parameters, after checking its length, then we can disable it. I think I need to do it maybe when I load the data, something like that. Do it after I load the data. So I think I can just add it here, so that if it's 0, I can say add details button dot maybe enable, it's 0. Otherwise we disable it. Add details button dot disable. I think that one can work. And then now, since we've added this, we also need to include it. We need to come down here for the details button, this add parameter. So instead of calling it, it's going to call it add details. It's button, but now it's going to put this one. I think this can work, so that if the details are 0, we disabled it. Let's see if it's working anyway. Okay, main.go61, main.go What is the issue? There's a nil pointer. I have a feeling it's this one, this button right here. Wow. Go 61. 61. Window. Yeah, I just know this is the view that's bringing the issue. The parameter. What am I missing here? Because we defined it here. Yeah, the chances are so. Getting the parameters by refreshing. Parameters. We're supposed to load the parameters somewhere. I think the issue is with this button here. Yes, the issue is with enabling and disabling of this button. Okay. I think I'll have to debug this and deal with it later on, but so far so good. Let's just add actual details and then I'll deal with it later on. So let's add our details. Maybe say microfinance. Or yeah, financial freedom, commercial finance at gmail.com. Address website. Then select a logo. I can just select this one. then we can submit the details. So basically these details can be used to to print our reports. So let's see in the next video.